Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with the daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So take a seat, sit back and relax, and of course before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I do always appreciate it. And if you do find any of the information in this video valuable, useful, or interesting in any type of way, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. Now, overall, yes, the market has been pretty much crab walking this entire month. Ever since the beginning of the New Year's, we've pretty much just been, kind of riding, sideways a little bit. Nothing too significant in terms of price action for a lot of altcoins, especially including XRP. In fact, XRP has been ranging sideways for this whole last month. We can just go to 1 month ago, and pretty much since around, it technically had a nice little dropping point, but we've been ranging around like the 85 to like 70 cent zone for a while now, ever since like pretty much the beginning of the new year. As you guys do see, here is pretty much the New Year's, pretty much 85 cents, and then pretty much around 75 cents now. So not much has changed overall in terms of XRP's overall price, which is also the same with even Bitcoin, right? Like, yeah, we pretty much have this nice little downward trend going, but in general, not a lot has changed. But I will say this: Bitcoin dominance is riding a little bit up, which is pretty much expected. It's almost playing perfectly into what I've been watching for like the past whole month. It's honestly what I've been expecting from Bitcoin as well, in terms of Bitcoin having this nice little ride up a little bit while Bitcoin dominance kind of follows. Then it has that strong rejection. Alts kind of bleed out a little bit, max pain, and then that's when a lot of individuals who are weak-handed will pretty much sell and pretty much get stomped out before the last major wave 5 on Bitcoin, which will of course lead our altcoins to the kingdom, right? So overall, let's move on and let's talk more so about XRP. To just clarify my targets on Bitcoin, I still want us to have that nice sweep of the lows down at 37.5K. I'm not forgetting about that. And if I do have time, by the end of this video, I will go over the XRP price chart and where I do expect that to hit if we do see those lows. Now, we do see from Ripple themselves, in case you missed it, we're excited to bring our proposal for NFT capabilities to life on the NFT DevNet. Devs can now test building NFT apps and use cases in a beta environment, learn how to get started. Now, for a lot of individuals out there, they might be considering, hey, is NFTs even, a big deal anymore? Are they pretty much a dying breed? Why are they getting into NFTs? Well, first off, I want you to all understand that all because NFTs, or I shouldn't say all because of NFTs in general, but the main ones that get publicity are just JPEGs alone, doesn't mean that that is the only use case for non-fungible tokens. In fact, we're seeing NFTs actually moving into many huge industries, including, the healthcare scene, even just, intellectual property in general is getting tokenized, and even Swift themselves have moved in on the tokenization game. So this tells you pretty much where NFTs are going to be going in, just this year alone, but also in the future. And of course, Google Trends is telling us exactly that as well. We hit a little bit of a high during, December 12th to the 18th, came down a little bit, but overall the trends are up. In fact, we've actually had the highest trends in terms of the NFT market since ever, right? We just hit that all-time high in terms of trends or interest over time during December 12th to the 18th, and this is pretty much back when NFTs were doing incredibly well, even going as far back as March. So interest is growing still for NFTs. They are still a huge use case in general for crypto. We know that it is a huge profitable market in general as well. For an example, here's the NFT market in general. $4.5 billion trading volume. I know that that isn't significant to a lot of individuals, but it actually is, especially if you're looking at the 24-hour span. Market cap is at $48.3 billion. And I wish that I could go back to the year-to-date percentages of 2021, because this was extremely different when we're talking about some of these major gainers. Like, for example, Mana. Mana was incredible in terms of its gains. I talked to you guys a little bit about Mana around the, I think it was 2010. It was 20 cents, 10 cents around that point. But of course, we could see, where the all-time low was for this, and it was pretty much all right. So the all-time low was 4 years ago, up 35.4%, and the ROI is 10.7K. Now, the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this is, first off, we were investing into this at like 10 to 20 cents. It did incredible gains. In fact, we went all the way to like $5.90, which is awesome. It's incredible, to say the least. But let's talk a little bit about Mana, because when we're talking about Decentraland, like, don't get me wrong, I think it's an incredible, asset. I think that it's a great project, but it's extremely overvalued currently, in my opinion. And honestly, the graphics in terms of Mana are not that great. They're not that spectacular. Now, I'm excited for this because this is built on, XRP. It's on the XRP ledger, sorry. And when we're talking about this, it actually gave us a little bit of an insight on some of the graphics of this world and how, pretty much what we could expect from this as well. I think that Ledger City is going to be pretty big. You guys could go check this out if you guys want to, ledgercitygame.com. It does pretty much launch in 11 days, almost 12 days. But I think that this is going to be a very interesting overall game. And I think that this could give, Mana, aka Decentraland, a little bit of a run for its money. I think that it looks great. I think that the overall graphics are pretty good. Yeah, are they comparable to Decentraland? A little bit. I mean, it's not like it's an incredible overall upgrade, but it's still something that is being built on XRP that could provide an immense amount of value. I think NFTs and I think a lot of these games like this are actually very good for the retail demand, but also allow for a lot more use cases like micropayments and stuff like that in terms of NFTs. Now, we also see this. Things could get interesting, folks, and we actually seen this earlier today, but, we do see from Charles Gasparino, breaking: crypto industry says the biggest player in regulating digital coins may not be the SEC Gov or the CFTC, but the Federal Reserve, which is preparing to release its annual report on the business and will provide some clarity. More now at Fox Business. And of course, we do see from Ripple, Federal Reserve, Faster Payments Task Force gives Ripple vote of confidence for the next gen of global payments. Now, this goes back to 2017. This is why I've always said, okay, I actually just tweeted this today. I said, I don't need to be convinced that XRP will be worth $50 plus because I already know it will be due to its partnerships, connections, and utility cases. And this honestly is the truth. When we're talking about the things, like, for an example, like this, Ripple has already been working with these massive individuals, these huge organizations, and of course these legitimate government branches forever. So you're trying to tell me that this SEC comes out of nowhere, pretty much throws this case on someone's desk and says, hey, XRP is a security and it's game over? Absolutely not. Listen, the connections are still there. In fact, look at all these connections. Make your own decision. And this is the truth, right? Look at all these massive organizations. I mean, first off, just a few of these are absolutely huge. We know of people, we know of Neum. There's so many on here, like Uniteller. I do want to do a little bit of a deeper dive on some of these names, probably in tomorrow's video. But a lot of these are massive names in the banking, the fintech scene, even just financial institutions alone. Like, I really don't think people are seeing the bigger picture here. And, we know that a lot of these names are going to process massive amounts of numbers over the Ripple network, I should say, in general. But it is also going to utilize XRP at some point in time. Like, I know that we're still doing like 25% of the ODL volume over XRP alone. But just imagine the day when we're doing 50, 75%, or even 100% of that volume. It's going to be very interesting once that does happen. And of course, going back to the utility cases, I do believe that a utility market is nearing day by day by day, and it's going to be absolutely huge. Now, I do also want to talk to you guys a little bit about this. So we actually seen this come out yesterday a little bit now because it is 2 a.m., so it is January 20th. But the SEC can't shake off Empower Oversight's questions about improper conduct in XRP lawsuit. Is it because of, conflict of interest? We do see this question being asked here. There may have been conflicts of interest with cryptocurrencies at the SEC, where some cryptocurrencies may have been promoted over others. To that effect, Empower Oversight seeks communications between SEC officials and their current and former employees or employers, amid the turbulent lawsuit against Ripple and its individual defendants. Best part about this is, first off, they're mentioning the idea on picking winners and choosing, choosing winners and losers, basically, right? Which, in my mind, is a clear, overall evident thing. Like, we've seen the SEC stepping in, favoriting, Ethereum and Bitcoin over everything else, and not speaking at all on why they deemed XRP a security or a currency in general. They never answered that question at all. And the reason why they can't answer that is because if they did answer it, it would put Ethereum directly in the spotlight. And I'm not trying to talk, down on Ethereum or anything like that. In fact, I want all of this space to fully 100% succeed. But in order for us to succeed, we need to get over this massive speed bump in the road. That massive speed bump is regulations. How do we get regulations? Well, this is how. Okay, and things are moving fast around the world with crypto. Don't disregard that. In fact, crypto exchange BitMax to buy a 268-year-old German bank to deliver banking 2.0. This is huge. Okay, I've been talking to you guys a lot about regulations, but I've also been talking to you guys about crypto banks becoming a thing. I do believe that this is going to happen. In fact, when we're talking about how massive crypto is going to be in 5, 10, even 15 years, like, the scale for us in terms of market cap and in terms of adoption it's going to be unreal. Okay, and we do see banking 2.0. Despite its long roots, Bankhouse Vaughn, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, to be honest with you guys. I'm going to butcher it, but claims to have been an early adopter of fintech and blockchain technology, which is said turns banking digital. We are one of the first banks in Germany to have developed a range of services based on this new technology. The bank's website stated, in this way, our clients can already benefit from banking 2.0. This is the new banking scene. This is going to be, the overall new financial infrastructure. I don't know what more I could tell you guys about this, and that is exactly why, going back to this tweet, I don't need to be convinced on XRP's value, because they've already laid the rails for the train to move. And, as we already know, the train has already left the station. We've heard that saying multiple times over the last couple, months, even years now. And it's just crazy how early we are into this, technology, knowing where it's going, essentially. Like, this, in my mind, is just playing the patience game, knowing that we are going to be rich. Because I've always said, yeah, sure, we can go look at the chart all day long. Like, for an example, I know that I said that we would look at the chart, so let's actually kind of look at it real quick. We're kind of just bouncing around this nice 70-cent zone to pretty much the 236, as you guys do see, but we're hitting some resistance at around like the 80 centile range, which is totally fine. It's expected. In fact, a lot of our resistance is most likely going to be around the 85-cent mark anyways, and we really need to break up some, we really want to break above like this $5 zone, the 382. But in general, we could look at this chart all day long and just say, yep, that's it, it's done, this is never going to make us money, blah, 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 whatever. But that's the problem in crypto, is everybody wants things so fast, but they are not willing to wait for it just a little bit longer. Like, think about the individuals that will work their entire lives just to retire at 65 years old. Why would you want to do that when you could wait, a few years and be absolutely rich off of crypto technology? I know that it sounds like a dream. I know that it sounds like, a pyramid scheme, if you will, because I've heard, some higher up individuals call it a pyramid scheme, but it's not. This is true technology that is trying to get regulated. Individuals want this regulated. Ripple themselves wants crypto technology regulated. Why? It just allows far much greater value to be moved over these massive networks, and of course these use cases to be adopted in and utilized on a day-to-day basis. Also, it does kind of march us forward on and kind of streamlines the process of getting us to a utility-driven market. So with all of that in mind, I really do hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.